I think true sustainability is being able to admit like, oh, this part needed work. So like for our fashion show, I feel like there's a lot of things that we could have done to make it more sustainable, and being willing to be like, oh, I can change and I want to learn more. And I think that type of drive is really important with sustainability.
Today we have Jeanette and Angela here talking about eco fashion. So can you guys talk about yourself, introduce yourselves a little bit?
Yeah, my name is Jeanette, and I'm a sophomore here at Macaulay Hunter, and I'm majoring in human biology and Chinese.
Hello, my name is Angela. I'm currently a sophomore as well, and I'm double majoring in economics and Chinese.
Okay. Well, today you guys are here to talk about your Eco Fashion Expo. Can you guys tell me a little bit about it?
So the Eco Fashion Expo is essentially a fashion show that our student designers have worked about like 3 or 4 months over the course of the semester, and we're using like old textile waste, clothing from thrift shops, and just their old clothing to revamp it into new clothing.
So Angela, how did you get started in the Eco Fashion Expo?
Coming into New York City, I've always loved fashion, and I wanted to shop in New York City, get myself nice new outfits for the first day of school. And I realized very quickly that H&M and Forever 21 are basically the only shops I can afford. I saw that I could buy a shirt for $5, a brand new shirt for $5. I kind of started wondering how come I can buy something so new and stylish for so cheap. And then I think I kind of combined my interests also in economics. I had an economics class, and my teacher really emphasized the idea that there's no such thing as a free lunch. And essentially what that means is that everything comes with a cost. And just because we aren't paying the monetary costs, that doesn't mean someone else across the world, maybe in China, Bangladesh, isn't paying the cost. Their environment is being affected for these shirts. It definitely made me think to like look more into and research more about fashion sustainability. And I think after, I guess, going to some conferences, reading up on papers online, I decided why not like share this information, that we could work on this together, and it's something that my personal choices can make a difference.
So can you tell me about what is fast fashion and how does that have an impact on the environment?
So fast fashion is basically the really rapid process that it takes from ideas from a sketchbook to the factories abroad and then back to the clothing racks, all within the span of 2 weeks. So back then, even before I guess all these like brands started pushing out like all the fast fashion, it's only I guess winter, summer, fall, and spring seasons that changes between the clothing racks. But then now we have styles pushing out every week, and then consumers feel the need to go back every single week because they feel that, oh, I always need new things, I always have to stay in trend, and that's why it's such a big like problem within the fashion industry.
Okay.
Yeah, and also to add to that, it's also so cheap. Not only is it trendy, it's cheap, and like people don't feel that bad about buying so much new clothes and also throwing it out.
So then a lot of the consumers, they put the price of the clothing over the quality of the clothing, but then when they do purchase the clothing, they don't really realize how their choice as a consumer really affects the workers abroad, and it basically filters back into their environment. And then they have this saying in China where it goes like, you can really tell what its color of the year is just by looking at the colors of the river.
The thing is, they dye clothing obviously with all these chemicals, and you can see that the colors of their rivers truly do change color, and it's really terrible because I mean we don't have to deal with it here, but there are people just like us living in their communities having to deal with all this pollution, and it's kind of like, oh, it's not my problem, it's happening over there, but it is our problem because we're the ones buying this clothing.
Okay. So what can we do as a community to help improve this?
Learning more about the brands that you're purchasing from. I think something that a lot of sustainable brands do is they're transparent, and I think as a consumer you have the right to ask these questions to these companies, but you also have the responsibility to, I guess, look into and learn about the companies that you're purchasing from, because when you purchase from them, you are supporting them.
And it's also to really recognize our role as consumers and how much impact that we really have on the industry, because obviously in our society we perceive clothing as disposable items, and we don't really perceive it as investments the same way we do for houses and for cars. We think that, oh, wearing it once, it's like, oh, and then if we throw it out, then it's fine. But then we really have to think about the cost per wear and really invest in quality clothing as opposed to just cheap clothing.
Like quality over quantity.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So about the Eco Fashion Expo, who are the designers?
So we have a really big variety of the designers, and then most of them have like little to no experience in sewing. So we really expected the designers to come from arts or like fashion backgrounds, but then it ranges from like computer science, bioinformatics, to theater, to media, to geology. So it's just so interesting to have so many people, so many different types of people come together for a cause.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is something that you guys look forward to at the Fashion Expo?
Everything, absolutely everything.
Everything.
Like from the decorations to the DJ to everyone's reaction. Also, finally being able to see everyone's hard work paying off, because designers have been working really hard. I mean, Hunter is a commuter school, and also people are full-time students with plenty of internships, part-time jobs, and being able to make this type of show happen is really, I feel really, we feel really fulfilled and grateful for this
everything.
opportunity.